Shalom and welcome to another episode in our continuing series called Faith Journeys with God in the Land. Today we're at the 1:50 scale model of Jerusalem at the Israel Museum. Shalom and welcome to an amazing model of Jerusalem. Now there's a passage in Psalm 137. It was actually in reference to the Jews who were exiled in Babylon. And they were mourning Jerusalem. They were deported. The temple was destroyed. And one of those verses says in Hebrew, Im ishchoche Yerushalayim tishaka yemenei. Im ishchoche Yerushalayim tishaka yemenei. Which means, if I forget you, Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. Let's fast forward to the time of the Second Temple, or the time that Jesus lived. We're looking at a city model of Jerusalem, of what Jerusalem looked like when Jesus was here. In fact, you can see behind me the walls. There's Herod's palace. In fact, we're going to walk all the way around this model because what we want to consider today is this verse. And even though it's a reference to the Old Testament temple and city, we want to at least consider how in our faith journey we should consider God as our highest joy. That's what these Jerusalemites did when they were coming to the temple to sacrifice to God in the temple. This is the southern end of the temple, by the way. And as we take a look at this particular model, this is really well done. They used archaeology, they used historical text, of course Josephus, and the Bible, to no surprise. In fact, that white structure right there is the pool of Siloam, although it's in this model it should be a little further south based on what was found in 2005. But you can see how detailed it is. As we walk through this eastern side, now we're looking down to what was the city of David and will soon to be in near the Temple Mount as we take a look at now the southern steps of the temple, the pilasters, the royal stoa, which consisted of 162 pillars on top, and now the eastern wall of the temple, eastern gate. And even if I put my camera a little higher, you can see into the courts of the temple. There's the Holy Chamber. And of course, in the back was the Holy of Holies. The Antonia Fortress there, and even coming into view are the pools of Bathesda mentioned in John 5. In fact, when we walk around now back to the northern side of this, we can even see the proposed places where Jesus was crucified and buried. Even those are depicted in this model. But when those ancient Jerusalemites who were now exiled from Jerusalem, when they said, if I forget Jerusalem, may my right hand forget its skill, they considered Jerusalem its highest joy, their highest joy. And we certainly want to consider what they were saying, their hearts, their passion to return to Jerusalem. And yet, when we consider our faith journey, God is to be our highest joy. He, of course, creates opportunities for us to serve Him. He places us in positions You know, we all have hometowns, if you will, and certainly sometimes we long to be back in their hometown. And when we travel, for instance, we indeed have our heart set on home and family. But God is to be our highest joy. And as we really stand in front of this model, to me, Jerusalem, indeed, for many Israelis today, and even when we go back to 2,000 years, when this model really depicts its size, its shape, and all of that, maybe today would be a good day to say, God, be my highest joy in my life, in my faith walk with you. So just a few thoughts here as we have circled this 1 to 50 scale model at the Israel Museum. So be encouraged, and until next time, shalom.